Hi Leos, welcome to your November 2017 readings. So these are your monthlies, they're done a bit differently. I'm going to try to cover homework and relationships, and I say try because I deal with energies, so whatever messages come through are the ones that I will do my best to try to interpret for you guys and give out. So the first card we have is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Relationships come in all forms, so keep that in mind. They come in the form of partnerships. Partnerships can be with business partners, you have co-workers, you have friends, you have family members, parents, grandparents, that type of thing. So it's general reading. Keep that in mind. Take what applies to you, okay? The second card we have is the King of Pentacles. Well, okay, I feel like you guys are going to be very grounded this month, and that's fabulous, you guys. That really is. You guys have been off balance for a little bit now, but I think like your direction, like you're picking a direction and you're applying yourself greatly in a positive direction here. All right? The Knight of Pentacles is okay, well, that's the apprentice card to me. It's the okay, slow and steady wins the race type card. So it's not moving too quickly. It's researching. It's data. It's fact checking. It's very practical and grounded. It's slow. All right. It's the learning card. All right. So it's like, and it's like you guys are excited about something and you see the potential in something. The next card we got is the Eight of Wands. Somebody else had this placement in the same place. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, got the Queen and the King of Pentacles. We have the Lovers. You guys are going to be very grounded, very grounded. It's wonderful to see. You might be worried and stuck in your head, but at no point should you be concerned about that, okay? When you start to feel like that, just going for a quick walk outside, like after dinner. People don't do that anymore. The older, like, I don't want to say older generation, but you know, like, I'm in my 30s myself. Parents used to go out, you know, that was when we didn't have much technology and stuff like that. After dinner, they used to go for a walk. That can do you guys some good here. Walking your dog when you're feeling off balance, the fresh air, getting grounded, that's what's going to help you. Hiking, that kind of thing. Touching earthly things, even baking with your hands. That's going to ground you. Keeping busy with your hands, it'll ground you. The next card we have is the Ace of Wands. You see that? It's like my Merlin card. You guys hear this all the time from me, all right? It's like Leo's, your King Arthur, and your opposite is Aquarius, which is Merlin, all right? So those two have quests that they have to do, and then you can't. There's no way out of your quest. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you know, Leo's and Aquarius got missions, and it's only those two that can complete those missions in the material realm. You have the Knight of Wands, and you have the Ace of Chalices. This is fantastic, you guys. This is one of the best readings I've gotten for you so far. It's great. You've done an excellent job. Pat yourselves on the back. You have a major energy shift here happening. Okay? I feel like at work, some of you guys could even be getting promoted to a boss. You're very nurturing. It's fantastic. I don't even feel like you guys need a reading. This is great. You guys are going to be quite magical here. You're manifesting, and you're manifesting on an earthly realm, which is nice to see. If you hear pitter-pattering, that'll be my dog. He's a little guy walking around. He's probably sleeping right now. Okay, so in your relationship sector, okay, and this comes in all forms, okay? I feel like if you guys are having problems, okay, it is due to you're going to be victorious over these issues. You are going to be victorious over these issues. I just pulled an extra card. It's the Five of Swords, okay? The Five of Swords is the Aquarius Venus card. It's a victorious card. I've seen, you know, a lot of people have a misinterpretation about this card. This card is it's the victory card, okay? The only time that this card is a nuisance, okay, or it's negative, is the conceited, all right? And why it's victory is because he wins over his opponents. His opponents are in the back here because they were conceited, which means that, okay, you have the Knight of Pentacles here. Okay, and the Knight of Pentacles is the avid, it's the apprentice, it's the learner. As long as you maintain the learning energy, you'll be victorious over any adversary, and I can't speak. Any opponents that you have, you'll be victorious over them, and you're going to be victorious over them because you learn. The Aquarius Venus energy is a detached energy. That is true, but it's detached because it needs to analyze. All right, that's how they're victorious, is because they can see through emotions, and Aquarius pours out the water, right? It gives it to the public, right? Like gives it outwards. They don't hold it inwards, they give it out. All right, it's the humanitarian energy. So the way that they love is they love overall, right? This energy is an energy of change, okay? And the reason why this guy comes in, it's ruled by Saturn and Uranus. Saturn is Capricorn's planet, but it's also Aquarius's planet. And he wins unexpectedly because of Uranus, right? It's unexpected. It's change. In order for change to happen, and the reason why this energy comes in and it becomes victorious is because the changes have been made, okay? The people in the back, okay, why he comes in is because the people in the back were refusing to okay, there was no, what happens is there was no willingness to negotiate, or there was no willingness to participate in a team effort manner. So therefore there was, it was like negative energy being, that needed to change, all right, in order to build a stable foundation. Things don't get better on their own. Change is required for that. And if it's not done, then this energy will come in and it'll make quick snap, unexpected changes. You won't see it coming, all right? Like, so it's like you guys have maintained this learning, okay, and how it does that is because it's the student teacher, right? Like he's prepared for it. If you look in the original Rider-Waite deck, okay, this guy that has the swords, he has very ragged clothing on. It's very shaggy, right? Like, so he comes across as a peasant. He has red hair, which is Venus. Venus is very, if you look at the planet, the actual planet, a lot of people associate Venus with love. It's very, you know, they think love is very passionate and very, okay, it's passion, right? The actual planet Venus is quite tumultuous, all right? So that's why the guy has the red hair. It's like fire, you know what I mean? But he's unexpected because he's the peasant. And in the original card, if you look, the two people in the back are royalty, right? So they're conceited. They think they were born into regalness, so they had more benefits than other people had, or they might have a foundation, but their foundation is built on falseness, right? And the foundation needs to change. So this energy will come in, and it becomes it's victory, because the energy is change. It's 5. It's change. So, and change is difficult. So that's why this card, a lot of people misinterpret it as in, like, I heard one person say that it was manipulation and underhanded tactics. That's not true. That's what the 7 of Swords is. The 7 of Swords is manipulation and underhanded tactics. This card, you can see in the card, there's none of that. There's one person standing. The fight is over. There's nothing to fight about. Like, it's done. The winner's already declared. Okay, so it's like in your relationships, things are going to be will be put back on balance as long as you're not conceited. All right, the negative trait of the card is conceitedness. All right, as long as you maintain the learning aspect, understand that you in order to be the teacher, you need to be the student. As long as you maintain that energy, you will be victorious. This card is a card of victory. Okay, people see it and they're like, it's one-upmanship. It's like, okay, I don't see, you can't one-up a person who's won. There's no fight. It's already won. That means the fight's over. The change has already occurred. The 5 of Wands is a fight. That's one-upmanship. They're battling for top dog. You know what I mean? This card means that the changes have already been made. All right, regardless if the other parties wanted it or not. Okay, they refused to accept things for what they were. They weren't willing to negotiate. They weren't willing to work as a team. So therefore, somebody had to come in and be like, enough is enough. You know what I mean? And usually that's a Leo. Leo has to roar like a lion, you know? But it's saying, okay, if there's any problems you're having, okay, it would be due to conceitedness. It would be due to thinking that I'm always right. I'm always, it's my way or the highway, okay? That's when this card will come in and it'll cut right through that, okay? It's the unexpected. It's Saturn. Saturn is slow and knows the rules, okay? And it doesn't break them, all right? It obeys by the rules. Those rules you got to follow, all right? It's the humanitarian energy, which means it does what's best for humanity, not what's best for conceitedness or oneness. It's not a selfish card at all. It's a giving card. It's Aquarius. It pours out, all right? The reason why they're detached is because if you're in a situation, all right, which means you're connected, you're emotionally entwined into it. If you're emotionally entwined into it and mentally entwined into it, you can't see things from an inside perspective. You have to be outside in order to see the perspective, because you're involved in it. So therefore, you can't see all the aspects, right? So it's like in the original Rider-Waite deck, because he is just a peasant who walks in, and if you see in that deck, they're in a stadium, all right? So it's like a battle, and the guys were, you know, because they were raised and trained in, like, because it's like royalty, right? Like, it goes back to the olden days, and it's in the stadium, so it's like kind of like a gladiator fight, because these guys were trained from birth with all the privileges. All right, they automatically assume that they're better than everybody else. Okay, but it's like the card that never judge a book by its cover. All right, like that's the kind of energy it is, because, you know, it's, if there's problems in relationships, it would be due to conceitedness, is basically the energy where that will be cut through. Okay, so compromise, it's a very negotiating energy, okay? And if people refuse to accept things for what they are, then that energy comes in and it cuts through. It'll show you, all right? Change needs to happen in order for situations to get better, in order for people to heal, and in order for situations to move forward, not backwards, all right? It's almost like in the Rider-Waite card, you know, they needed to be taught a lesson about how, you know, never judge a book by its cover, okay? And it's, okay, Aquarius is Merlin, and then Leo is the King Arthur, and both of those energies serve the people and work for the people, okay? that's their high vibration. Their low vibration will be selfish. They will be selfish. It will be about them. Their high vibration is they serve the people and work for the people. They're givers. They do what's best as an overall, right? But they're both the energies of not being afraid to take charge. Okay, so it's like, okay, if you're having problems, it would be due to an unwillingness to see that perhaps there's times where you are wrong, okay? But I don't feel like that's going to be a problem for you guys because you have the Knight of Pentacles here. You have the Ace of Wands. You just have nothing but positivity. You have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, Eight of Wands, the Lovers, and the Ace of Cups. So it means like you guys are going to make the changes, okay? You're going to understand that. You're going to be victorious. If this is referring to, because relationships come in all forms, so it's the manner of if you're having problems with your family or friends or coworkers, it would be due to conceitedness, all right? But, however, it's either going to be you that cuts through that, all right? You're going to be victorious. You have nothing to worry about. This is not a defeat card, okay? This is a victorious card. If it was defeat, then he would be the one that wouldn't have the swords, and these two would have the swords, all right? He wins because he learns. It's Saturn. He learns, all right? It's a slow, methodical approach, all right? It's the avid learner. So as long as you guys keep learning, you're going to be victorious over any aspect that you want, okay? Anything you want to achieve, anything you want to do, as long as you maintain the teacher and student relationship, not just one, you have to be both, you'll be victorious over it, right? Because if you, the people that lost were the know-it-alls, all right? Those were the people that lost. They thought they knew how to win. They thought they knew everything. They didn't. This guy came in unexpectedly and won because he proved to them that it doesn't matter if you're a peasant or not. You can still achieve everything that anybody else can, all right? Like, people born to privilege usually are very egotistic and, well, these two guys in the back, they were egotistic, right? They were egotistical, they were conceited, they were know-it-alls, all right? And the situation wasn't getting better in any manner, so somebody had to come in and make the changes so everybody could heal and the situation could grow. And I say grow because you have the both Queen and King of Pentacles here. So it's growth, all right? So this is understanding that you're not picking the flower, because if you pick the flower, then it's going to die. Okay, you need to water the flower so it continuously grows, and you get the benefits of it, right? This is beautiful, you guys. Well, with the Eight of Swords, it's like, and even this guy, he's got 8 arms, right? And this guy is all tied up. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand that he has to be the student, right? He's blind to it. Hey, buddy, you gonna come up? Want to say hi? We got a few Leos that have dogs. This is little Jakey. Say hi, Jakey. He's a little shy. He's a short Jack Russell. Hey, buddy. He's a little cutie patootie. Tough little dogs they are. I gotta take him out for a walk soon. That's why he's coming around. Hey, buddy. Okay, after this, okay, we'll go. So you're okay, and it's not like, okay, anything you're doing, you don't even need to discuss it with other people, because like they're off doing their own thing, and it's like they're not even going to listen to you anyways. That's why this card comes in and it's changed. Those people in the back, they were unwilling to listen, they were unwilling to compromise, they were unwilling to participate. So then something had to change, you know, where that's when Saturn, you know, Saturn is the judgment, right? And Uranus is the unexpected. It's fast. It's like lightning. It'll come in and it'll change. So don't even worry about it. Just keep doing what you want to do. You have plans. You have a new passion. I know, okay, the Venus and Aquarius energy, a lot of people say they're not loving. Okay, that could be true. I don't know. I'm quite loving. I have that energy. I'm very loving. I cry quite often. I'm very sensitive, you know, where there's an aspect of you might need, okay, in your relationships, you might need to pull back and see things from an outside perspective and see what part they're playing and then see what part you're playing in it. And then there has to be compromise and there'll be victory. Okay. And you'll get passion back. Okay. A new start. Okay. This is Merlin. We're doing this, people. This is Merlin. And instead of the dragon, it's a big head he's talking to. So it's kind of like, you know, these people in the back, they had big heads, you know? And then here comes Merlin, who's all like, yo, homie, I'm trying to negotiate. I'm trying to talk to you here, you know, let's work things out. And the big head is all, because it's all egotistical. It's all like, I'm Mr., you know, it's like the Wizard of Oz, the guy behind the curtain, like he's running the show, he knows everything. And this guy's like, yo, dude, I'm warning you, I'm telling you, they're coming. If you don't change things, then, you know, like, and this guy's like, oh, I got everything under control. And then this is what happens. It's like, oh, and then Merlin's all like, I warned you, man, I warned you. And then so it's like, you'll be victorious. Okay, but it's also the humble card, all right? This will humble your butt real fast. It will, all right? It'll humble your butt real fast, where it's not this energy here does take its time and it considers things before it acts. They understand that there's a consequence for everything. It's not the type of energy that gets upset because it is detached. It needs to understand things first before it acts, because they understand the power of the sword, all right? It doesn't want to draw blood. And if you notice in this card, there's no blood, right? No blood is spilt, all right? Like, so it's like it's a peaceful way to, if you just negotiate and compromise and there's a willingness to see things from a different perspective, understand that both parties have needs and wants and they may be different, okay? Not everybody's communication of love is the same. Some people need it in a material realm where they're more huggy, you know, and kissy and lovey-dovey. Other people need it more in a mental capacity, which Aquarius Venus, they're more mental, like not mental like crazy mental, but they're more like they're not people that fall in love for looks. Okay, if you've seen the lineup of my exes, I don't have that many exes either. I only have 4 of them. But if you've seen them, none of them have anything in common. Any of them. And none of them are based on looks. It's all about the mind. Okay, these people are attracted to the mind. They're the type of people that, you know, would get more turned on about, say if they had a business, they'd be more turned on about negotiating. Like they're literally, it's all about what's in the mind. Okay, they're not based on looks. They're not conceited in that manner at all. I was a chubby chaser for like 2 years. Okay, and then they're the ones that like the weird people, the quirky people, the ones that are different. They find beauty in being different and unique. So it's like embrace the uniquenesses and differences of others in your relationship at work, and then pull that out of them and nurture that out of them, because those differences is what we learn from. All right, at work, you guys are just fabulous at work. There's nothing you need to be concerned about. All right, you have a movement card here, so you could be traveling. All right, you could be traveling, and then for others of you, Leos, you could have a business, and this could be like your mother and father or something, where you may need them to, it may be a family business. Okay? At work, it's saying what's going to help you. I don't feel like there's anything wrong at work. I really don't see, like, that's the main section that I wanted to talk about, because that's the only area that I see problems or a issue for problems. you know, like, but besides that, you have wonderful energy. The Queen and King of Pentacles is saying at work you're going to be very grounded. It's talking about fixing things. What I do have a concern about is your health. Okay, so this is talking about if you feel like things are off, you might want to go to get your blood work checked. If you're feeling down or drowsy, you could have possible B12 or iron. So ensure you're eating broccoli, and carrots are coming through for some reason. Okay, there's a lot of okay, carrots are good for eyesight. It's also cancer too. It's very beneficial for cancer. Like if maybe you had a family member that has had cancer. Personally, my mother had cancer when I was a child, and she went more of the naturopathic route, and she healed from cancer. And when she was she was quite young when she received it. Okay, so there's like, even if you're in your 30s and stuff, if you have a history of that in your family, you need to stay on top of that. All right, you really do need to stay on top of that. But there's things that you can do to prevent as well, and it's about eating properly. You want to nurture your body from the inside, not be concerned about the outside. It's the inside that matters. All right, that's again, the Aquarius Venus energy is about the inside. They see the beauty on the inside of people. All right, they don't really care about how people perceive things. They can see quite clearly, right? Like, they understand emotions, so they can see when people are operating from lower animal nature, or when it's like when people are only out, when people refer to this as one-upmanship, it's the people in the back that are trying to one-up everybody, okay? And nobody's winning in a scenario like that. Nothing's getting handled, nothing's getting dealt with, okay? So this young buck comes in and he's like, enough is enough, you know? Like, you guys are only thinking about yourselves here, and you need to understand what you're doing is hurting others, you know what I mean? So it's like you guys might have some sort of solution here that can help others. It's an idea, and you need to run with it. You need to go with it, all right? You got the wisdom here, you got the knowledge. It's just the only concern you have to have is like allowing others to participate in that and getting feedback from them and considering other people. What you have coming in at home is, Kate, you might have a lot of changes, a lot of, it's not changes, a lot of movement, a lot of people coming in and a lot of people going out. It's a lot of, it could be family bonding, and it can be a renewal too in your romantic relationship. If you have a romantic relationship, it could definitely be a renewal of emotions in that relationship. You have the Ace of Chalices here, so it's the heart opening, all right? I see you sending messages out. Maybe you live at a distance from your children and you're sending them messages. You have a choice here to make at home. It could be about moving. Oh, you have the Hierophant here, okay? So what you need to be aware of with the Hierophant, okay? The Hierophant is like the High Priestess, but it's the male version of them, all right? So the High Priestess is like the exterior, right? It's like it's in the ether, it's what's unseen, and this guy, he practically applies that. She can only do it in the exterior, he can do it well, is the exterior is the right word? I don't even think so. Like in the ether, and he can ground that into the material realm. All right, he's like the High Priestess himself, but in the material realm. What you need to understand with this card, though, it's almost like, okay, Leos, with the Eight of Swords here, it's like what you think about, you're going to bring about. Okay, so this is saying like when you pray, okay, prayer comes in all forms. It's for guidance, for wisdom, for knowledge, for protection, that type of thing. Ensure that you're asking for only the powers that are for your highest and greatest good when you do that. Okay, always, like, you got to be specific. It's like when you make a wish, you need to be specific about it, because if you're not, well, you ever hear, be careful what you wish for, because it just might come true. And the way he worded it is everything, right? Well, you need to understand what the Hierophant is in this card. It's like like you said with the High Priestess, it's like when you pray, all right, your prayers are always heard and you'll always receive answers, okay? It might not be in the way that you think, okay? But in that manner, you know, God, the universe, whatever God you believe in, okay, like the universe is all abundant, doesn't discriminate. Whatever you believe in is heard. You'll be given the guidance, you'll be given the wisdom, you'll be given the steps needed, or somebody to help you. But at the same time, you need to understand there's another side of that. Your fears are heard too. You'll be given somebody who will come down and they will manifest your fears for you. All right, they'll guide you in the direction of your fears. You'll also get somebody that will guide you in your direction of protection. All right, like there's two sides to every coin. Okay, so it's like you need to ensure that you're following the right path. All right, tradition here. Some of you guys could be getting engaged at home or celebrating a party. It could be, okay, I'm not sure if you have a holiday here. You do have crows. Crows are associated with Virgo. That is the magician. You don't have the Six of Cups here. You do have Virgo energy, though. So that means you need to be very practical and grounded. This means like scheduling, detail-oriented. It's almost like, okay, with Virgos, Virgos don't really make a move until they have a plan A to plan Z. They got a backup plan for their backup plan for their backup plan and a backup plan, you know? Like, so this is like, they consider all possibilities. This is why they're fixers and problem solvers. Okay, so it's like if you have a branch on a tree, you have one branch that grows out, but from that one branch, there's all these other little branches that grow off in different directions. So it's like from one action that you take, then there's other things that will affect that. It's not just going to happen in the manner that you think. So you need to be practical and grounded. There's tradition here. It could be, what is it? I'm getting like family meetings and stuff like that. Not meetings, but like dinners and things. So I live in Canada. It's November. I think you guys celebrate in America. I think they celebrate Thanksgiving around this time, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. I may be. I think it's the month after us. We celebrate it in October. So it could be like family getting together and celebrating the holidays. And that's always a good thing for Leos. They're very family oriented. They need their tribe around them. Okay. There's a new start here, though. This is fabulous, guys. I love the energies in this reading. Yeah, look at that. The Hierophant. That's Virgo. Okay. It's also like a shaman, right? Virgos have shaman abilities. Because they're the magician, they're like Pisces. They're the opposite side. So similar to the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Okay, Pisces is, they see what's unseen, and then Virgo grounds that energy and they bring it into the material realm. Okay, I got a Virgo rising. I don't think I can do that as well as a Virgo sun. A Virgo rising is very different than a Virgo sun card. A Virgo rising is a slower mover than a Virgo sun, believe it or not. They are a perfectionist, but in a different manner than a Virgo sun is. And that's due to where well, it's due to they see things on the outside. So they perfect things on the outside level, where a Virgo do it more in their head. Virgo sun, it'll be done more in their head. Not to say that Virgo risings don't. I do. I study a lot, like a lot. I fact check facts and fact check those facts. They're just as much as a perfectionist. I'm not a clean freak or anything like that. You could be dealing with a Virgo. I don't know. You do have a strong Virgo energy here, though, which is very practical and grounded, very family, like earth signs are very family oriented. Okay, they're very stable. All right, they're like, you could have a Capricorn even here. They're the type that doesn't they stick with you through thick and thin. All right, the way that they show affection is usually more in a material way. So these are the people that are more providers, where they might not be the most lovey-dovey people as in communication wise, but they are showers. So they they bring things to you. All right, like, so they'll cook dinners. They'll more likely cook your favorite meal when you're feeling down, instead of like talking to you, like, you know, stroking you, like, you know, while a person's complaining or something. What they do is they bring you something to benefit you in a material realm to make you feel better. So, like, say when my sister gets down, I try to like cook her things that's her favorite meal that my mom makes for her. I'll try to like go over and make it for her. You know, I might not be like, and I'm a listener. You know what I mean? They're there. They're present for you. I have some Taurus energy in me too. My North Node is Taurus. But it's like, okay, you might need to understand that in your relationships, that your language of love is different than the language of love than your partner. Your partner might be a Virgo. Okay, you might be more emotional, because Leos are more emotional. And your partner might be, you might not be thinking that they love you, but they do love you. They're showing it to you in a supportive way, just in a different way, a practical way, a way that you can actually do something. Like, they'll give you a gift, okay, in some manner, or you know, if you're having money problems, they'll give you money, that type of thing. All right, your finances, you do need to restructure that. All right. Okay, Leos, this is the end of this one. It's a bit long. I have trouble keeping them shorter. Mid-months, I'm going to try to keep them shorter, though. You know, I'm sure people don't have a long attention span. I don't. His Sag Mercury, Sag Sun, you know. Okay, namaste, everybody, and wishing you a fabulous month, and I will talk to you mid-months. Ciao for now.